everyone, my name is Rocco and welcome to Monku Simstrap. Today I am bringing you something new, and you probably saw Angel's Friday video, and that was actually the little sneak peek of this series. This series is called New Haven Academy. New Haven is something I have wanted to do for a while, and I just didn't really have the time, and I had all the bugs that were going on. I have the tonal challenge going on, which will be next week. You'll actually see gameplay of that, but this week specifically is the New Haven Academy series. Everything is going to be every other week on this channel. So when I go in and do New Haven, there are going to be changes. There's going to be a floating fence. Let's just chalk it up to Florin being magical, and this is a magical school, therefore floating fence. You'll notice I'm just going in and picking all the traits. This is purely because I like magical boys, magical people, witches and warlocks. Yeah, that's the word for it. Witches and warlocks. But in this game, they're spellcasters, which kind of works for me. And, as I pick the outfits, you'll notice there is a lot of blue and green colors going on. And I actually loved that one of the tops just came in the default. Wasn't sure about the cloud top, so I just gave him a certain clothing that I thought would work really well. The blue and green kind of worked. The plaid, I kind of love plaid, if you can't tell. Ugh, hated that outfit. I was going in and seeing what I could do with styled looks, and I just chose a full body. Swimwear was easy, just changed the shorts. Hot weather was just like blue, green, okay, you're good, great. Cold weather is cold weather. I just like to use the spellcaster stuff for that when it comes to cold weather. Up next is his wife, Diamond. Diamond is a little more tragic. I don't want to spoil anything for you. You'll just have to wait for the series to, fully take off. She's fun. I used some of my favorite skin details on her. The nose was my favorite. I use a lot of custom content, can you tell? The ears were very fun for me to put in. She ends up being very blonde. And the reason for that is I actually have it where, the child of these two, Haven, New Haven, he looks more, they look more like their mom than they do their father. I end up using my favorite hair, which is the lion hair, and I just love big poofy hair on my Sims, and Diamond is no exception. Diamond was the one I was really excited to make, and you'll notice a lot of pausing. It's because my game is chugging right now. My game was chugging this entire time. I was trying to figure out her formal wear, and then I settled on princess dress. And I settled on the very pale green. You'll notice there's a lot of different looks that I have for Sims, and I just realized hey, you're going to bed, you don't need makeup. So I just take off all the makeup, and I just let my Sims go how they please. Let's see. Think that's about it for her. The traits just I chose because, well, it's her. Big happy family. She's good. She's neat, and she's an art lover, and that is pretty much it. And I will come back to you with the next family soon. I'm not saying what they will be. You'll probably see it pop up on the screen right about now. Okay, so we're back. We're actually working on the Nocti family, and there's some lore behind them. So let me just go through my documents to dig that up real quick. What I can say is that the Nocti family are actually based off of old world vampires. So think your common Lestat or Dracula. Yeah, they're basically based off of them. They believe in drinking plasma from humans, or in my case, spellcasters. It becomes a bit of a mess. And the way I do it is just... it's a mess. The Nocti tend to have their own little quirks that I love, and me making them vampires is all the better. I actually go in and change this later on, so this is not the exact same skin that you'll see in gameplay. I also missed the Widow's Peak, which I actually fixed later on, and this family already has children, but I'm actually deciding, you know what? Let's have you guys see everything happen all over again. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to redo New Haven. I'm keeping a lot of the stuff, but there are some bugs and glitches. Haven's already a toddler, so I'm actually going to keep that as is, but there will be a lot of fixes. So right now we have... oh god, his name is Cornelius. I haven't typed it in yet, but his name is Cornelius. Cornelius Nocti. Cornelius is one of the older vampires. I haven't made a dark form for them yet. I chose not to. I'm what are some of these outfits? Some of them are so hard, others are easy. The Nocti family was actually a lot more challenging than I thought it would be. The sleepwear. Oh god, the sleepwear. Oh, lordy Lou. Everything is easier when you think about it. The Nocti family was actually one of the longer ones. There's some stuff that likes to interfere with hair, so I actually take off everything that might interfere with it. Yeah, that hat works, but then I'm oh wait, it's the rings. And then we add another vampire. This lovely lady is Alicia Nocti. She is not exactly what you would call a traditional vampire. She is a nomad, from what I remember when I made the story a while ago. Changing up the faces is something I rarely do, but it kind of works here. A lot of the vampires that I have their own little things that make them unique. And I always tend to go with the same Remiserian, skin detail. I'm how long do I make her hair? Very. She's actually Irish. She's an Irish vampire. With the last name of Nocti. She's Irish. She married into the Nocti family, so I suppose that would make sense. That was actually me looking up Latin names for an Irish girl. Yeah. That makes total sense. Traditional vampire teeth, yes. I actually went very old-fashioned. I chose a lot of the clumsy custom content because it's some of my favorite to use. I'm what do I want to do for her with formal? It was easy after a while because of the custom content I have, and I'm yes, mermaid dress. Sleepwear was or athletic wear was, yes, red, black, perfect. Okay. Sleepwear. That was easy. Let's see, what else? I was trying to figure out a hairstyle that would work, but I realized that nothing could compare to the usual hair that I gave her. And I love the dresses. Like, I love the big, poofy, flowy dresses. It was just something I felt necessary, considering, vampire needs something very flowy and pretty. And then, cold weather, it's cold weather. They live in Forgotten Hollow. She's going to be a little bit stylish. Yes, I don't know why they're T-posing. I had a pose pack and it kind of backfired. Now we're on to our New World vampires, and these are the Hardwicks. This lovely lady or the Hardgroves. Sorry, I have a family with also. Okay, this is Maya Hardgrove. She wants to be a writer. She is self-assured, a bookworm, and neat. Kind of neat to be. I wanted her to look a little different than my other Sims. She stayed dark. I loved how she turned out. I actually used some of my favorite skin details. I used the custom content because, it's custom content. Like, which hair would work? No. Yes. And I don't know why this family just came easy to me. Maybe because they were New World vampires and I didn't have to worry about making them look too traditional. The Hardgroves. She actually falls in love with a blind vampire. This blind vampire is probably the most attractive man she's ever seen. I actually made him look a little more, interesting. I changed up the hair, the eyes, everything. So I use this overlay because, why not? So yeah, if you see his eyes are whited out, that is because he is blind. So yeah, Maya falls in love with this blind vampire. She is smitten with him. She cannot take her eyes off of him. And choosing the clothing for these guys was actually a lot easy. This is Eros Hardgrove, by the way. He is proper and family-oriented. He's also cheerful. So yeah, everything came easy for this family. I don't know why some of the hair or accessories mess with the custom content. I don't know. I don't know why he was wearing that either. Sims be Sims. They wear whatever. So yeah, I'm actually going to replace all of these families. It's actually a lot easier for me to do so. Don't ask why they're T-posing. I actually removed this pack later on. And now we're on to our aliens. And these are the Mazevilles. The Mazeville family is one of my favorite families to have made. Just because it's the Mazevilles. Why Mazeville? It's actually named after where an alien sighting was. So this is Eagle Mazeville. He is inspired, clumsy, and proper. He also wants to be a tech whiz. Oh god. Oh lordy Lou. I was trying to pick a hair and I'm like, the white hair, yes. That works. And he actually turned out to be a really pretty sim. I just chose like things that worked with him. I'm like, that works. He came easy. All the Mazevilles did. All the Mazevilles were easy. And you'll actually see another family later on. I feel really bad that I didn't get any, like, cast footage of them. Okay, she turned out actually really good. I'm like, a sim not wearing something horrible? I'm like, oh, how? Why? Is that even possible? I'm like, you're showing up in the zombie apocalypse wear, and I love it. And then her human disguise. I choose the lychee skin overlay, and then I just go in. The Mazevilles, let's just say they were named after, since they were named after an alien crash site, there's not much known about them. They are actually a mystery. She's actually not wearing awful stuff. So yeah, I literally just had to go into like auto outfits, like the style, the looks, and it was surprisingly easy. And now we're probably gonna get into gameplay, so the footage will go from not normal speed to normal speed. Oh yeah, we're also working on the frost cuts now. So you'll actually see the other family last. The last family is the Oceanis. But we're talking about the frost cuts now. The frost cuts are another spellcaster family, and they were really, again, easy. What do I say about them? There's really not much. I can say I had fun making them. They were actually ice-based spellcasters. So this is Nikita Frostcut. Again, using the styled looks was actually probably the best choice in this case, because I didn't really have to worry about like, sorting through broken custom content. Let's see. Yeah, I just had a lot of fun with this family. They were so easy for me. I'm like, you're not blind, friendo. We're gonna change your eyes. Let's see. Changing the head shape was also something that was kind of necessary. I changed the skin tone because the frost cuts are pale as the eye as pale as you can imagine. I just wanted some really interesting looking Sims. And I guess I kind of did that. They were so easy. I'm like, how are you guys so easy? He's wearing Florence top. No thanks. Gray. 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 More gray. I don't know what half of these outfits are. They just came easy. And I think that is it for the frost cuts. And now we're actually going into live gameplay. The live gameplay is to show you the Oceani family. The Oceanis are a little more tragic. The Oceanis are the last living mermaid pod. So we have Alana and Reef Oceani. Alana actually went to save Reef a while ago, and her last name was Oceani. So, as a tradition, the mermaid that saves the other person takes on their last name in marriage. So, Reef actually is so the Oceanis are following a matriarch. I love how Reef decides to take the bed that Alana wants to cry it out in. I love that for them. Like, she needs a private area, dude. Why don't you just let her cry it out in that bed? You're not gonna? Okay, you're just gonna sleep there. Oh. So, yeah, the Oceanis follow the matriarch. I was trying to see, like, what I could do in build by mode, but I'm like, no. We're just gonna let this play out. So, yeah, the Oceanis, last living mermaid colony. They actually need to have a child to keep their line going. They literally need this to keep their line going. So she's still sad. She's asleep now, so we're just gonna let her do as she pleases. I'm just gonna say I love mermaids in The Sims. Much like Angel, I love mermaids. And Reef is actually going to swim. So we're gonna actually follow him later on. Actually, let's follow him now because I love it when they swim. Oh yeah, players, as of now there's a really weird glitch in The Sims where they kind of just like phase through things. And I was playing yesterday, as of recording this voiceover being Sunday, and there was a glitch that they kind of phased through walls and needs are like hard to meet. So you kind of have to be on the lookout for that. Also, be sure to like look out for any fires because your Sims no longer live through those. Like they easily extinguish themselves, but for some odd reason now it's kind of impossible for them to survive that. I just thought I'd let you know for future reference when you go in to play The Sims that this glitch happens. But God, Reef swimming. Oh. Okay, so Reef is actually swimming in the spot where he was found by Alana, which makes it even better. And I kind of want her to swim with Reef, just because after like the whole there was a little thing that happened. They're gonna swim together. That's all I can say. They're gonna swim together. It's gonna be cute, and I promise I will get everything sorted out. I am terrible at camera angles right now. Look at me trying to narrate over camera angles. I'm just like trying to find where my Sims are, and I am like really bad at finding them. Like I am awful at finding my Sims. Maybe when I like get used to everything, I'll be a little bit better. So we'll know when Alana goes into the water because her hair and skin will turn blue. That's part of the Oceani thing. Their hair and skin turns blue when they transform into mermaids. So, if I can find her. Oh, she just turned. So they're going to be swimming. And that is it for the occult family. We're just going to let them swim around a bit. And I'll meet you later for the tour of New Haven Academy, which actually has an Irish name, which I am gonna say later on, because, yeah, I will meet you later. Just, you guys enjoy mermaid swimming, and I'll just, chill with you. Okay, so, wow, 6 families. And with all settled, it's time to talk about the school that these children of those 6 families will attend. It all started with the Gray family. Family with their firstborn child, that child being Haven. Haven was born as a spellcaster, a very powerful one at that. Their magic is uncontrolled, and in a word, very dangerous. This is part of the reason why the school is private. It started as a way to protect Haven, the magic growing too strong for the young toddler to handle, until one day it spirals. Haven, being a cat lover, has bound Socks, the lovable and spoiled tuxedo cat, as a familiar, or so they thought. With Haven's very uncontrolled magic and tendency to spontaneously combust, more on that later, they accidentally set the cat ablaze. Floran and Diamond, Haven's parents, hear the cries coming from Haven's room, which thankfully isn't too far from their own. The two rush in to see the commotion, finding Socks deceased and Haven crying. To protect not only Haven, but the rest of the occult community, Floran does something unorthodox. Haven's powers are removed. But to make it up to Haven, Socks is replaced with, well, a cat that looks just like Socks. With Haven now being a normal sim, Diamond is devastated. This is her only child. She begs for Floran to give the magical powers back, but to no avail. Diamond runs off, and she is never seen again. As Haven grows older, more students are let in. Vampires, aliens, mermaids, and another spellcaster. All seems well, but something is off with Floran. As they've been living in Strangerville, a certain something calls to the master spellcaster. This thing being the mother. As a botanist, Floran lives for plants, and as his curiosity grows, he begins planting something strange, bizarre even. The fauna that grows slowly makes its way to possessing the headmaster, and over time the school begins to change. Vines start sprouting. The school begins to change the color palette, going from the lush greens and rich blues to the alien-like colors of purple, pink, and orange that are found with the mother. Haven, the only one with some sense, and being unaffected, finds himself intrigued by what is occurring. And of course, the main goal is to stop the mother at all costs. If this mystery is solved, then Haven earns their powers. To prove they earn their powers, to prove they earn the powers that have been returned to them, they must stop a zombie apocalypse, which, surprisingly enough, will even mean that the own mother, the only person who gave birth to the young Haven, must pass away once again, this time forever. And that is it, guys. Hope to actually see you with the gameplay, and peace out.